Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. GH spoilers Thursday, August 8. Startled reactions, angry accusations, pertinent questions. General Hospital GH. Spoilers and updates for Thursday, August 8 tease startled reactions, angry accusations, and pertinent questions. Next on General Hospital. Trina Robinson, Tabiana Ali, is startled at the hospital. Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, slings angry accusations, and Heather Weber, Ali Mills, has pertinent questions. Startled reactions. Trina's still at the hospital talking to her mother, Portia Robinson, Brooke Care, as she hears something startling, and exclaims, "What the hell was that?" Portia had just told her to leave GH because Heather was being brought in for a checkup. There is good chance that the noise came from Heather being brought into the hospital, as Trina will confront her. Perhaps someone runs into something while pushing Heather in a wheelchair and she cries out in pain. Angry accusations. It looks like Anna might be in her office at the PCPD as she furiously shakes her fist and tells someone the list is long, and they're about to add their name to it. It seems like Anna will have a warning for John Jagger Cates, Adam J. Harrington. The long list she refers to may be a list of suspects or prisoners, since she's talking about a name being added to the list. Anna can likely not help but be suspicious about Jagger's luggage being found in Ava's suite, even though she explained it. However, depending on how long bricks, Stephen A. Smith. Guy was taking photos of Ava's suite through the window Christina Corinthos Davis, Kate Mancy, fell through. Jagger might be on one. Pertinent questions. Elsewhere in the hospital, Heather's in her hospital room in a bed, dressed in a hospital gown, and who should come to see her but Scott Baldwin, Kin Shriner. Scott is one of Heather's past lovers and baby daddies, having been the father of her son Franco Baldwin, Roger Howarth. Considering Scott has a reputation of being an ambulance chaser lawyer, it is a pertinent question for Heather to ask what's in it for him. Might he be asking her to be a witness to something in a court case and testify, or what? It must be some heck of a favor or request for Heather to come back with him with that question. Ava gets a jailhouse visit. In the meantime, Ava gets a jailhouse visit as Jagger visits her in lockup. He tells her that Sonny Corinthos, Morris Bernard, days of trampling over people are coming to an end. Just what does Jagger have up his sleeve now since Ava's in jail, and even he can't get her out? It sounds like he's plotting to set Sonny up and trap him. Exactly what he would trap him in is a little unclear now that it's been exposed he's been on placebos. Ava will be the one accused. Jagger is getting more and more desperate to take Sonny down, even if it's by less than ethical means. What is the rogue FBI agent trying to cook up now to make sure Sonny's in prison? Elsewhere in the hospital, Donna Corinthos, Scarlett Spears, is in a hospital bed recovering from a bad tummy ache and having her stomach pumped. Luckily for her, what was thought to be lithium capsules were the placebos Sonny found out he'd been taking. Since Avery Corinthos Jerome, Ava, and Grace Scarola apparently brought them with her from Ava's, that ties the placebos to Ava. Donna asks why she isn't in trouble for eating that vitamin. Sonny and Carly will probably tell her that tummy ache was punishment enough. GH spoilers. Jason Morgan gets orders. Elsewhere, Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, gets orders or perhaps is asked a favor, as he asks what the person wants him to do. It looks like he gives Ava a scare, so perhaps that's the request that's asked of him, possibly related to the placebos. She knows it's been discovered that Sonny's meds were placebos because Kevin Collins, John Lindstrom, got a call when he was reassuring her Avery was safe. Maybe the scare will be in the form of a not-so-clear news delivery that Donna and Avery got into Sonny's pills and Donna's in the hospital. She'd have to have some doubt in her mind that they got into placebos, however, if that scare tactic is to work. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with GH right now. Come back here often for General Hospital spoilers, news, and updates. Port Charles has never been a town for the faint of heart, and Thursday, August 8, will be no exception. Emotions are running high, and the day is bound to be filled with startled reactions, angry accusations, and pertinent questions that may just turn the tide for many of its residents. The morning begins with a tense atmosphere hanging over General Hospital. In a secluded corner of the hospital, Jason Morgan, with his signature stone-cold demeanor, approaches Ava Jerome. But even Jason's icy calm isn't enough to mask the turmoil brewing beneath the surface. He corners Ava near the stairwell, his voice low but laced with menace. "You've got something to tell me, Ava," Jason says, his eyes narrowing as he takes a step closer. Ava, who is never one to back down from a confrontation, feels a shiver run down her spine. But she masks it with a smirk, trying to regain control of the situation. "I have no idea what you're talking about, Jason," Ava replies, crossing her arms defiantly. But Jason isn't in the mood for games. "This isn't a joke, Ava. The placebo swap, Sonny's medication." "You know something," Jason presses, his tone leaving no room for evasion. Ava's heart skips a beat. The placebo swap was a closely guarded secret, one that only a select few knew about. How did Jason find out? But Ava, being the seasoned manipulator she is, quickly regains her composure. "I don't know where you're getting your information, but I've got nothing to do with Sonny's medications. You're barking up the wrong tree, Jason." Jason's expression remains unreadable, but his piercing gaze never leaves Ava. "For your sake, I hope you're telling the truth. Because if you're not..." He lets the threat hang in the air, the weight of his words pressing down on Ava. Meanwhile, across town, Anna Devane finds herself in a precarious situation. She spent the last few days trying to piece together the puzzle surrounding the covert operation that has been quietly unraveling in the shadows of Port Charles. Today, she's meeting with John, an old friend and fellow WSB agent. They sit in a dimly lit booth at Kelly's, their conversation hushed as they discuss matters that would send shockwaves through the town if they ever came to light. "John, we're running out of time," Anna says, her voice tinged with urgency. "The information we've uncovered points to something much bigger than we anticipated. If we don't act soon, we could lose our chance to stop it." John nods, his expression grim. "I know, Anna, but we need more intel. We can't go in blind. We need to be sure of who's involved and what their endgame is." Anna sighs, knowing he's right, but the frustration gnaws at her. Every day that passes brings them closer to a disaster she feels powerless to prevent. "We need to figure out who's pulling the strings behind this operation. Someone is manipulating events in Port Charles, and I have a feeling it's someone we both know." John's eyes narrow in thought. "You think it could be someone within the WSB?" Anna doesn't answer right away, but the implication hangs heavy between them. Trust is a rare commodity in their line of work, and the thought that someone within their own ranks could be orchestrating this mess sends a chill down her spine. As the day wears on, another storyline unfolds in the halls of General Hospital. Elizabeth Weber finds herself on the receiving end of a startling accusation. Franco Baldwin, her husband, storms into her office, his eyes blazing with anger. "Why didn't you tell me?" Franco demands, his voice trembling with a mixture of hurt and fury. Elizabeth, caught off guard by his sudden outburst, rises from her chair. "Franco, what are you talking about?" she asks, her mind racing to figure out what could have triggered this. "The patient files. You knew they were tampered with, and you didn't say a word to me," Franco accuses, his jaw clenched. Elizabeth's eyes widen in shock. How did Franco find out about the tampered files? She'd been careful not to involve him, knowing how volatile the situation was. I didn't want to drag you into this, Franco. I was trying to protect you, Elizabeth explains, her voice pleading for him to understand. But Franco isn't having it. Protect me? By keeping secrets from me? We're supposed to be a team, Liz. You should have come to me the minute you realized something was wrong. Franco retorts, his voice rising.